Right back at the Bloomington Ice Gardens for the evening session, the final day of pool play here in the North American Hockey Showcase, the show 2019. Our first contest features the East Coast in the blue uniforms against the International in the yellow. East Coast and International tied in the standings, a flat-footed tie. International, both teams 3-2 coming in for 9 points. The difference, the goal difference, is what has International placed third right now. They've scored 29 and allowed 23. So the winner of this game obviously will get the higher seed in the table. And now from the faceoff, it's played into the East Coast zone. The first shot on goal by International's Reg Taylor sails wide of the East Coast goal. Nyland Johnson in goal at that end of the rink. And for the Internationals, it is Hudson Smith in goal, number 1. And here's Kamzik over the line. He takes a shot and a glove catch by Smith. Faceoff coming up to his right. 31 seconds gone in the first period, both these teams changing. 3 games on the docket tonight, and then we get into elimination games tomorrow. Pacific and Great Plains will play at 7:15, and West and Great Lakes will close us out tonight at 9 o'clock. From the face-off, the Internationals control behind their goal. And circling back there is Edwin Lundqvist, defenseman. Tries the left wing. And gets it back on a return pass. Lundqvist working with Breck Liskey on defense. Here's a pass up the near wing, and it is Lincoln Ayers-Assad broken up at the blue line. Now played back deep into the East Coast zone. And it's relayed around behind the net. Middle pass. And everybody falls down here, and out comes Will Kovac. We have a whistle, and we have an injured player. There is no penalty being indicated, but one of the East Coast players slow to get up. And he appears to be in some significant discomfort. He's up. The door to the penalty box is open. And it's Max Colosimo heading back to the bench under his own power, thankfully. No penalty called. A collision that brought him down, ruled to be inadvertent, and we'll get a face-off outside the International blue line. Brought in, and there's a penalty coming up now as House Young is shouldered to the deck, and that will put the East Coast on the power play. Kneeing is the indication. And heading to the penalty box for the International team is Axel Bisbee. Time of the penalty is 1 minute and 24 seconds. Now it's played behind the International goal to the far side and picked up by Liskey. Shot all the way down the ice by Team International, and we'll get a stoppage and a face-off back deep in the International zone to the right of goaltender Hudson Smith. Ryan Walsh on the draw, and he wins it. Kamada on the near boards. Centers it, Walsh shoots, and that's blocked at the defense. Puck is picked up and played back to center, and chasing back for it is Murphy for the East Coast. Luke Murphy will go back behind his goal and then reverse to Kamada on the near boards. And here comes Kamada through center. He's over the line. He falls. Walsh over skates. Puck comes to the high slot. It's picked up there by Young. Played around to the far side, and that's intercepted. And played to center by Avi Kasargod for the Internationals. Over the line they come. Short-handed. Zach Lancer takes a shot. That whistles wide of the goal. Airs Assad after it along the far boards. Plays it down deep into the zone. And now behind the net, it's controlled by Will Kovacs. And he plays down the left, and it's going to be on the wrong side of Kamada. It'll go the length for an icing call. Back we go. It's about 40 seconds left in the power play. And the penalty now they put up, it's 36. So not bad mental math there, but the penalty finally goes up on the board. And here's a shot from the faceoff that goes wide by Lundqvist. They were moving fast, the officials were. They moved too fast and dropped the puck, and they didn't have time to put the penalty on the board. Penalty now has 24 seconds to run. In the corner, it's Familietti for Internationals. Now picked up by Brody George behind the net. East Coast looking to set up on this power play. Here's Burke at the left point, and it hopped on him. Comes to the near circle, and there's a centering pass. It's deflected wide of the goal by Case Kamzik. Getting power play time here. Now the penalized player Bisbee is back on. The Internationals are back at full strength, and George has it in the left corner. Looks to center it. Nothing doing there. Comes to the far wall, and Paciaduno plays out to center. Here's Lansard. Ran off his stick, and East Coast will pick it up and carry over the line. This is Joseph Burke. He closes in and then leaves to the left side for Zoldan. Comes now behind the net, and getting there first is Liskey for the international team. Liskey sidesteps, then falls, and near giveaway in front of the goal, picked up by Kamzik. He goes to the far ward, and then he goes down. Bodies flying, and here's a 3-on-1 as they turn over. Here's a shot and a save made by Smith. Now up the slot it comes. Burke from about 40 feet shoots, and a save made by Smith. Faceoff is coming up in the international zone to the left of Hudson Smith, who had to stand tall there. Which can be difficult when some of the goaltenders in full pads still are only a head taller than the crossbar in this tournament. From the faceoff, it played out to center. And here's Murphy, tries to play it ahead. And East Coast will bring it in. Colosimo, good to see him up and okay. Takes a shot and a save by Smith. Face-off coming up again in the international zone. 10:39 left in the first. No score in our first game here from the Bloomington Ice Gardens. Happy to have you along. Jeff Pappas with you, and I'll be here for most of the elimination games and the finals as well on Saturday here on this sheet, along with the All-Star game for those players that don't make the finals. The semifinal coaching staffs that fall in those games will be leading the All-Star team, so it's not a bad little consolation there. Here comes a 3-on-1 for the Internationals to the near side. Here's Joel Isaacson over the line. Defense gets back. Centering pass, shot, save made. And a stoppage coming up as East Coast goaltender Nealon Johnson makes the save. Faceoff is being called outside. Internationals going hard to the net. No, they did not. They called it to the right. I thought Mr. Lancette was pointing outside the blue line there. He was not. Puck down. And it's Lundqvist playing it to the far boards. Gets it back up the high slot, and it's poked back out to center. Loose near the East Coast blue line. Now played in by Luke Puckner. He centers it, and there's a big scrum in front of the goal. Picked up, and Puckner shoots, and a save made there by Johnson. Nice save on a good shot from about 20 feet out in front. Now another opportunity. Player goes down in front. Follow-up shot goes wide of the goal to the right as Kazargod got the shot. Now it's played on out to center. Easton Sigurdsson down the far wing for the East Coast. He goes down, and it's played out to center. Turned back momentarily by Simon Zoldan, number 23. And now over the line, Kanata. He fakes the shot, then goes wide. Kanata centers it, and Young puts it over the top of the goal. Walsh centers. Hits the side of the net. Burke comes in from the wing boards, and then he had it hop past him, and it comes out to center. Here's Young. House Young goes across to the far wall, and now it's tipped at neutral ice and picked up again by Kanata, who will play it into the zone. Picked up by Lundqvist in the left corner, and then gets it back on a return pass from his defense partner Liskey. Comes out to center, and here they come. Lansard over the line, leaves it for Ayers Assad in the near corner. He goes behind the net, banks it off the wall. Liskey at the left point, returns it down for Ayers Assad along the far half wall. His centering pass comes up the slot, and it comes out to center. Loose at neutral and dished back in, and here's a chance for the international team. Lansard closing in, he shoots, he scores! Zach Lansard makes it 1-0 for the Internationals on a mix-up in the East Coast zone. They got caught with 2 men at the blue line. It was a 2-on-0 break. Time of the goal is 6:41, and the goal for Zach Lansard. Be on an assisted goal, I believe, at 6 minutes and 41 seconds. Now the Internationals back down the far wing. Zane Torrey cuts to the slot, throws it across to the near side. Here's a shot and a save made by Johnson on Reg Taylor. Get the announcement. There is. Boy, they're giving 2 assists on that goal. All right. Duno and Ayers Assad with a goal. It was a steal at the blue line, and he went right in and scored. And it's a 2-assist goal. Duno and Ayers Assad. And here comes International. Fenlon back over the line. Leaves a drop pass. There's a shot taken by Taylor and a glove save by Johnson. Face-off coming up in the East Coast zone. 7:34 to go in the first period, 1-0. Lansard with a goal. Play behind the goal. And now to the far corner, and players from both teams mixing it up there. Internationals looking for another opportunity. Centering pass is picked up and carried out by Young through center. He's working against the International defender, Puckner, cleared to the near side boards, and Liskey unable to play it ahead. Shin comes to the near wall, and it's dug out there by Nathan Charlton. And his pass to center sends Puckner away over the line. Puckner tries to spin, had his stick lifted, got it back, and then centered. Here comes the East Coast back. Young feeds to the right, and they'll hustle over the line. That's Sigurdsson looking to center, and he can't get it to Young. Picked up on the far side by Liskey, and it's cleared to the far wall. Cleared but not out. And now played down behind the goal, and it'll be the goaltender Smith out to set it up behind his net. Comes to the near side. Centering pass comes all the way through, intended for Sigurdsson, and he goes after it along the far wall. It is banked out to center, and Erkman has it. Ezra Erkman plays it to the blue line. Liskey, Isaacson. And that was taken off his stick by Shin. And now played into the zone. Good strength there shown by Puckner, and his shot goes wide of the goal. Loose to the near boards, and now East Coast breaks out. Under 6 minutes to go in the first period. Kanata gets by 1. His team is changing. He takes the shot, and a save made by Smith, and he's just going to get a stoppage. As Luka Kanata went in for the opportunity by himself and still managed to get a shot on goal. Face off to the right of Smith. Walsh on the draw. Puck down, and it's controlled by the Internationals. Back behind the net, it's Lundqvist. Tries the right corner for Liskey, and a diagonal breakout pass. That was an interesting choice, and it winds up going all the way down the ice. And it's icing against the Internationals. 5:36 to go in the first period of play. The only goal, Lansard scoring at 6:41. Neither one of these teams had the chance to catch either Great Plains or Manitoba. Those are the top two finishers in this bracket. But they are playing for third in this division. Puck in the left corner, and Kazergod has it. Leaves it for Lundqvist in the corner. In front of his net for Kazergod, it's bouncing, and Lundqvist again now tries the near side. Broken up at the East Coast blue line and flipped ahead, trying to spring Kanata behind the defense. Now played to the blue line, and it's whistled down on an offside. And that was a close one as Burke tried to clear the zone, just a shade too early. Fenlon and Walsh on the faceoff. Puck is down, controlled by the East Coast. Kanata. Now picked up again, and circling back is Erkman. He rink wides to the far side. East Coast gains the entry zone. Now here's Kanata, backhanded shot, and that goes wide of Smith's goal to his right. Moves along the near boards, and they try to dig it out of the corner. Here's Kanata playing it around one man. And then the puck fed to the near side boards. It'll come out to center. Claimed and shot back in. They'll tag up. Liska to Taylor. Erkman disrupted him just long enough, but now Fenlon carries on, and here he comes, Joe Fenlon over the line. Shoots, and might have gotten a piece of the goaltender. Johnson comes to the far side boards. Now Erkman, rink wides to Walsh through the middle. Kamada had a whack at it, and now here comes Torrey over the line for the Internationals. High in the slot, shoots, and it's wide of the goal. Torrey goes after it. Now he centers, it's tipped. Follow-up shot, trickles through. Good opportunity there for Fenlon. Now, centering pass is broken up and steered to the near wall. We're under 4 minutes to go in the first period here. In a 1-0 game. The last day of pool play here at the show. Here's a giveaway in front. Torrey has it. He centers. Fenlon shoots, and he's over the top. Fenlon chases his rebound and then plays it back behind the goal. Comes around to the far side wall, and it's going to be picked up on that side by Kamzik. He plays to center. Kamada's got a breakaway. He's going in. He shoots, and it ran off the end of his stick. It comes right onto the goaltender, Smith. And Luka Kanata had a breakaway and just could not find a way home. We'll have a face-off in the international zone with 3:27 left in the opening period, and it's 1-0. Shot right on, and a face-off coming as Smith covers. From the face-off, comes to the right point, and it's played back in offside as the linesman says it came out. So we'll have a face-off at neutral with 3:17 left in our opening period. Then a quick break. They will not resurface after the first period, but they will after the second, of course. We've been following this tournament, you know that. Here's Shin turning and playing it into the zone. And it's played back behind the goal. Lundqvist has it there. Plays to the far side, picked up by Puckner along the wall. Puckner is distressed and gives the puck over to Famletti on the near boards. Kamzik plays the puck down, and chasing after it is Colosimo behind the net. Now cleared to the near side. Shin behind the goal to Colosimo. And then he lost possession. Puck comes out, and International will work its breakout. 2.5 minutes to go in the period. Lundqvist circles back. Kamzik is on him, and Lundqvist has to go back into his zone. Backhands to Isaacson. Back to Lundqvist, and now Kamzik in the referee's crease tries to free it up. Lost possession there to Charlton, and he comes over the East Coast line. Charlton works in, backhanded shot. Johnson saves, rebound, and a second shot. Here's an opportunity at the right edge for Isaacson that doesn't go. Now to the right point, here's Lundqvist. Flattens it out, shoots, that's blocked at the traffic, and now here comes East Coast down the far side. Looking for some space. They're changing lines, though. And Sigurdsson is taken in against the boards very gently. Now House Young comes in to free it up. And the puck is picked up in the high slot. Young, as he falls, tries to sweep it ahead. Here's Isaacson back, and it's a 4-on-2 if they hurry. Now a 3-on-2 as they're changing. Over the line, and that's Kazergod that has knocked off his pins along the far boards. And now loose in the slot, and East Coast trying to clear their lines. There's a shot and a point bank save by Johnson. Rebound, and that is also steered into his body. As Lansford had a couple of good chances there. Puck along the near boards with 1:25 to go in the opening period. East Coast comes out. A breakout pass goes astray, and Lansford on his backhand. Now his forehand will bring it in from his knees. He picks it up. He's one against the team picture there. And now it's played along the far wall and out to center. Here's Walsh, 1-against-1. If he can sweep the puck past, and he can't. It is banked ahead by the defender Aduno, and now a backhanded shot goes over the top by Erzazad. Back behind the net. It's picked up along the boards by Sigurdsson, Young, Walsh, and now he lays a pass ahead to the left. That was a nice play, and here they come. Zolden centers it. Young is tied up. Puck loose in the slot, and now here's a breakout the other way, and they're going to have to hustle back. This is Lansford over the line. He lays a pass across, and a shot by Liskey, and a save made by the goaltender Johnson. It was over the top, and now it's shot all the way down the ice. 30 seconds to go in the period. And after it is Famletti for the Internationals. He gave it away in front, and George tries to muscle his way to the net and can't get there. Comes out to center, and this is Fenlon down the wing. 16 seconds to go. Fenlon closes in. He centers it, and it's behind everybody. It comes to the far wall as Famletti after it along the boards. It's poked at. Now East Coast back with 7 seconds to go. They come to center, and the puck will run towards the near boards with 3 seconds to go, and that'll do it for the first period. And our score here from the Bloomington Ice Gardens, International 1, East Coast nothing. We'll take a quick break and come back with our second period in about 60 seconds. You're enjoying the North American Hockey Showcase, the show 2019 on the Youth Hockey Hub.
Shots on goal in the first period for International 10 for East Coast 8. Saves by the goaltenders for Internationals number 1, Hudson Smith, 8 for East Coast.
Back here at the Bloomington Ice Gardens. And the second period ready to get underway, 1-0. Internationals over the East Coast. Jeff Pappas with you here at the North American Hockey Showcase, the show 2019. And it's cleared down the near wing from the faceoff. George will come over the line. And he cuts to the slot as he falls, plays it behind the net. And now Famletti has it along the far boards, tries to break out that way. It's loose, it's picked up and centered by Kamzik. And that's intercepted, and here comes the International team out. Weaving his way across the blue line is Famletti. He falls. Penalty is upcoming against the East Coast, and we're going to have a penalty on George for tripping at 30 seconds of the second period. It will put the International team on the power play for the first time. Face-off coming up to the right now of East Coast goaltender Nealon Johnson. And the East Coast in possession from the face-off, fed to the far boards and now played out to center. They'll be able to rush the puck past the center line, and now penalty coming on the Internationals. And hold interference actually is going to be the penalty there. And heading to the penalty box is Bisbee. 44 seconds the time of the penalty, so we've had 2 penalties. And now here comes International. Charlton plays it through the middle. There's a race for it, and the zone team skating 4 aside for a minute and a half now. Puck comes up the near boards, and it's played out to center. And Kanata closes in. Goaltender out to play it, and he couldn't control it. Now International will play it out to center. Lundqvist will carry over the line. Lundqvist stops at the half boards and then throws it in the slot, picked off by Kanata. And back comes the East Coast again. Luka Kanata never seems to stop moving. He comes into the circle. He takes a shot, and it doesn't get there. Picked up there by the East Coast, and Lundqvist will headman to center, and it's poked back off the stick of Puckner. Now Shin will play it for the East Coast. Lost it again. Puckner had it poke checked off his stick, and here's Charlton. Up the middle, comes over the line. A bouncing puck sails wide of Johnson's goal to the left, and in the left corner it's picked up by Burke. Joseph Burke will carry, gets to center, and then shoots it on in. Smith sets it up at the right edge of his goal for Kazergod in the right corner. He lays it up the middle, and that's broken up at neutral ice and played back by Tyler Hilbrecht. Now in control. Over the line, it's Kazergod, and he plays it down deep into the East Coast zone where Burke will ring the boards to the far side. Taylor holds it in there, and his shot to the circle was blocked and picked up and played out to center ice by Kamzik. Shot back in, and 20 seconds, actually 5 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. George steps out. Very quick power play now for East Coast. 10 seconds to run, and now International will break in shorthanded. Taylor behind the net, centers, and that goes off the cage and behind. Bisbee steps back on, and both teams are at full strength. Puck comes to the right point, and now is played down. Gets past Burke and comes to the near side boards. And here's Kazergod at the left point. He flattens it, he shoots, and a save made with a stick by Johnson. Puck comes to the near side wall, and Kamzik can't get out. Here's a shot right on, rebound, and that hit the crossbar. Fenlund had an opportunity. Torrey started it, and Fenlund hits the iron on the rebound. Now played through center, and attempting to break in is Kamzik. He takes it to the net, and now it's loose behind. Walsh in there. Puck in the slot area, and here comes the International team. Played down the near wing. Zane Torrey will come over the line. Torrey puts on the brakes, now works in, shoots, stick save Johnson off to the near boards. Rung around, 3.5 minutes gone in the second period. It comes out to center, and Kazergod pursued there by Walsh. Feeds it over to the far side, and now it's loose at the blue line, and here comes the International. Over the line, Isaacson, and now played back deep into the zone. And after it there is Kamzik. He'll play it ahead to center. Knocked out of the air nicely by Young. And here they come, Kanata over the line. And then he is knocked off the puck, loose at the blue line. And picking it up, playing it ahead here is Lansert over the line. He works to the slot, he shoots it, that's off the goaltender's glove and wide to the far side. Now here's Bisbee along the boards. He plays it down and now played to the point. And it comes in front. Nearly an opportunity at the right side of the cage there for Isaacson. Now they'll work it out of the zone. Here's Aduno trying to center it, and that's picked off by Young in the left corner. Young feeds it around on the near side. Zoldan trying to play it out and can't. Isaacson centers, and that is blocked in the circle. And East Coast will come up the middle. Picked up there by Kamzik, and he plays to center. Kanata, Walsh, and here they come over the line. A shot and a save made by Smith. Puck behind the net with 10:05 to go in the second period. Long pass up the middle is broken up at the blue line by Zoldan. And now East Coast gets it. Zoldan shoots it in. That has the linesman ducking, and it goes back into the left corner. Picked up by Famletti. He goes behind the goal. Puck knocked high in the air, and he gets control again on the right corner. Now picked up on the far side, and here comes Aduno down the far wing. He lost it to Kanata at center, and the East Coast will turn it back 3 against 3. Here's a shot that goes off the defense, loose up the slot, and Sigurdsson tried to play it in front. Now here comes East Coast actually defending as Lanson comes over the line. He takes a centering pass and a chance there for Aduno, and he steered it wide. Now East Coast gets it behind the goal. Played up the near wing and out to center. Familetti back, 9:17 to go in the period. Puck is out to center now. And cleared to the neutral zone. Bisbee tries to play it ahead, gets it back. Over the line he comes. Bisbee plays it in. Here's a shot and a save by Johnson on Erzazad. Now East Coast comes back. Long pass to center, just a little bit too far for Kanata. Backhanding it ahead is Kazergod. And play loose at center ice. 6 minutes gone in the second period. 1-0 score. Kazergod behind the goal will come out the right side. And a giveaway, and it wound up going right on goal as Shin broke it up and now gets possession. He looks to center, and it comes all the way through to the near side boards. Drop now to the right point. It's picked up by Hilbrecht. He closes in. A shot. Ooh, a deflection attempt at the right edge. And nearly a goal there for East Coast. 8:20 to go in the second period. Play is behind the net, a centering pass. Puck loose to the near boards, and it's to the right point. Hilbrecht unable to find a way through. Here's another point shot that goes wide. Comes to the near side. Good shift for East Coast here as they are asking some questions of the International defense, and International is able to break it out to center finally. Circling back is Shin, who's had a good shift here. Now it's played up the middle, and here's George over the line to the high slot. He takes a shot, blocker pad save, rebound. Kamzik shoots, that's off the defense, and Shin to the far boards. Picks it up there. Shin stops, centers it, and that's intercepted by Puckner. And it's cleared to the far side. Puckner carries to center, then he gave it up, lying loose in the zone. Now backhanded ahead by Bisbee, and it goes into the bench area. We're going to get a stoppage in play that the International team can really use. That was a long defensive shift and a great piece of work by Shin's line for the East Coast, just unable to find a way into the goal. We are exactly halfway through regulation time. 7.5 minutes to go in the second period. Jeff Pappas with you from the Bloomington Ice Gardens with the show 2019. And here comes International over the line. Broken up there, played ahead for Young, and it's brought back in offside. Face off at neutral. Good skating game here. You wouldn't have thought that these teams would have played 5 games over the last 3 days. And now the puck picked up and played ahead for Torrey, but it's intercepted by Zolden, and back comes the East Coast. It'll break up the middle. Young. Now here's a shot. They score! And they break through. East Coast finally takes advantage of a turnover and gets this game tied up. And it's going to be Colosimo getting the goal, I believe. Time of the goal, 7 minutes and 51 seconds. Over the line come the Internationals. Puck to the left of the goal. And picked up there by Erzazad behind the net. He looks to center, backhands it, and comes to the right edge before it's steered to safety. 1-1 the score here in the second period. And it is Colosimo. Here's a shot that goes wide. Zolden and Burke get assists on the goal, and here comes the East Coast back. Young, he shoots, doesn't get through, and it's picked up there by Lansard, and here comes the International down the near wing. Lansard with 2 wings, cuts to the slot, keeps possession, and they score! Well, tipped home at the right edge of the goal crease. And I believe that well, let's see, he's got a tucked-in jersey. It might be a Duno. 8 minutes and 36 seconds, the time of the goal, and the Internationals are back on top. 2-1. That's Erzazad. Lansard gets the assist after doing some nice work there, and then he threaded a pass through that Ayers Assad tipped home, and it's 2-1 Internationals. Plays in the right corner, Lundqvist plays it up the far boards, and it comes out to center. Now in the center circle, Shin there for the East Coast, and over the line they come. Kanata leaves a drop. Sigurdsson at the right point, plays it forward, and it comes back out to center, where it is picked up and carried over the line. Erkman plays it ahead, and now a flip to center, and here they come. This is Puckner over the line. Poke checked away at the blue line. Sigurdsson sends Kanata away over the line. Kanata back to Sigurdsson. His shot is sticked away by Hudson Smith. Centering pass comes through to the far side. Erkman shoots. That hits Shin. He spins and shoots, and it goes wide to the right. 5 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the second period. Played to the far boards. Internationals one-touch breakout to Puckner at center. Here he comes over the line. We've got 3 defenders on him. Now only 2, now only 1. And now to the left point, Lundqvist had his stick lifted by Kanata. Now Puckner along the near boards as we're down to under 5 minutes to play in the second period. Cleared around behind to the far side. Reg Taylor along the half wall gets it, feeds the right point. Lundqvist flattens it out, shoots, and it goes wide. George will come to the near corner for the East Coast to claim it. Up the wing boards looking for Kanata, picked off by Fenlon. Now played over to the far side. Here's a shot that goes wide by Taylor. Now picked up along the near boards and played out to center. And it's played by Sigurdsson, but he lost it. Liskey plays it forward. He and George battle. Now here comes the international team again over the line. 3 wide. Torrey to the near circle. Torrey goes back behind, then he centers. They score! Tipped home by Taylor, I think. We'll see if it went in off Taylor or if it's going to be the goal given to the forward going behind the net, as it's now 3-1. Internationals on top. Time of the goal is 10 minutes and 47 seconds. There were all kinds of sticks out in front, and we'll see who gets credit for it. Officials talking it over, and they will see who had the last touch. And they're asking, as a matter of fact. The referees couldn't tell either, so we'll see what who's given the goal.
Team international goal scored by number 14, Zane.
Going to give it to Zane Torrey.
Unassisted, time to get a trick goal, 4 minutes and 13 seconds. That's International's Torrey, unassisted at 4:13.
And they aren't giving an assist on that. So, face-off coming up in the international zone to the right of Hudson Smith. So we've had an unassisted goal given 2 assists, and a play that was probably a 2-assist goal given no assists. So it all works out in the end, and that's what they say. 3:40 to go in the period. George behind the international goal, and all of a sudden the East Coast has some work to do. Cleared to the right edge, and it's given away, a backhanded shot, and that goes wide of Smith's goal. Puck cleared to center, and it's going to be knocked down there by Burke. Plays it ahead, and now back deep into the zone. Icing indicated against the East Coast. And back we go with 3:18 to go in the second period. It's 3-1 Internationals in this game for third place in the Kennedy Conference pool play standings. Two more games tonight on this sheet. Over on sheet 2, South and Midwest have been going at it since 4 o'clock. North and Minnesota play this evening at 5:45, and then New England and USA finish up on that sheet at 7:30. Now a backhanded shot, save made, loose in the crease area as Charlton made his bid. Puck picked up, Walsh can't clear it. On the turnover, here's Puckner shooting and a glove catch. Nice stop there by Johnson. Face-off in the East Coast zone with 2:53 to play in period 1. now played back into the international zone. 2:05 to go. Fed to the far side boards. Isaacson tries to break out and it's stripped by Walsh. Played now to the right corner. 1:49 to go in the second period. Here comes Isaacson. He's got Puckner on his left. Over the East Coast line, the pass to him. Puckner shoots, and it's tipped wide of the goal. Fenlon plays it back behind again. The puck rings the boards to the near corner. 1 minute and 35 seconds to go in the period. Played out to center, and now Fenlon. Over the line he comes. Centering pass, nobody home. And Shin takes it behind the goal for East Coast. Shin, left wing pass. Now the breakout. Internationals are changing, and it comes right into their line change. It's played ahead by the defenseman Bisbee into the zone behind the goal. Rings the boards to the near side, and here comes East Coast back. Sigurdsson at center. Over the line, and he plays it in deep. Just over 1 minute to play in the second period. 3-1 Internationals on top. Pass over to the far wall, and then it's relayed but not out. Shin trying to spin and shoot. Fanned on it, got it back, and then his shot deflected high in the air. Comes down to the right edge, and Sigurdsson in the slot. Feeds Hilbrecht at the right point. He takes a shot, and that is tipped wide of the goal. Now behind the net, Kazergod has it. He plays it up to the line. Penalty coming up on the Internationals. Delayed penalty coming. Hilbrecht closes in. He takes a shot, save, rebound, and now the play is blown dead as Hudson Smith makes a couple of saves. Get a face-off coming up now in the international zone as the penalty will be assessed. 14 minutes and 23 seconds is the time. And Bisbee goes to the box. I'm not sure what the infraction was. I did not see a signal, so we'll wait for the official announcement. Power play coming up for East Coast. They're third, and let's get it. Interference again. He went for interference earlier in the period. 1:54 to go in the power play, 29 seconds to play in the second period. Puck down, and it comes to the near side boards. That is Burke trying to bring it in front, and now Kazergod can't clear it. Comes to the left point, and East Coast trying to set up something late. Now a centering pass is intercepted, and they will break out. Here's Kazergod at the center line, left wing pass, and it's offside as Lansard is in too early. They'll face off at neutral with 6 seconds to play in the second period, and a 3-1 lead for the Internationals. They appear to be ready to take that to the locker room. And at the red line, the period will wind down and expire. 2 periods in the books. Internationals lead by a score of 3-1. And we'll take a full break for an intermission here and resurface the ice. Come back with our third period next. It's 3-1 Internationals over East Coast after 2. You're enjoying the show 2019 on the Youth Hockey Hub. Back at the Bloomington Ice Gardens, we're ready for the start of the third period, and Team International leads East Coast by 3-1. We had a conversation in the concourse between periods, speaking with the family of Edwin Lundqvist here from Sweden, and just discussing how they're enjoying their trip and what brought them over here, and they are impressed with the way things are being run here, which is always a good thing, especially when you are coming from so far away, and Edwin Lundqvist is playing well for Team International. East Coast has a power play to start the third period of 1:24. That's how long Bisbee has remaining in his interference minor. They have some work to do. They trail by 2, but if there's anything we've learned here, it's that a 2-goal lead is not always safe. So International have to mind their responsibilities here. From the face-off, it's Young over the line. He is taken into the boards by Kazergod, but East Coast will gain possession. Comes to the left point, and Erkman returns it down into the circle. Colosimo centers it, and it's going to be picked up and played out by the Internationals. You tip it ahead, and now they're going to win on the turn. Here's Kazergod shooting, and a save made. And getting the stoppage there is Neelan Johnson in goal for East Coast. 3-1 the score. Lansard, Erzazad, and Torrey with the goals. And Colosimo scores for East Coast. That's the goal they've got. Now out to center the puck comes. Drop back into the zone, and it's Kazergod with it. Feeding it back across Daliski. And Erzazad plays it out. Colosimo on the turn, 40 seconds to go. In the power play, he lost possession, and International's done a nice job keeping possession here while shorthanded. And it's Lansard closing in, and then he's working on 3 players. Still has the puck. Now he puts it on goal and a save made. Here's Erkman for East Coast. He sends Kanata away. 20 in the power play. Kanata over the line. Faked a shot and then goes wide against Kazergod. Now he centers it, and a shot by Young right on. Save made by Smith against the ice. Now here come the Internationals back down the wing. It is picked up by Aduno, angles over the line and then lost it at the blue line. Now played back across and into the East Coast zone as Bisbee steps on. Internationals are at full strength. Centering pass is tipped to the blue line and out to center, where Lundqvist will pick it up. Feeds the near side, and it's Famletti shooting it in. To the left side of the goal it goes, and Will Kovacs back for it. He rings the boards with it. It comes out to center, and it's going to come all the way to the blue line, where Lundqvist will backtrack and pick it up. Rink wides to Famletti, and it's now played out to neutral ice. And it's Kamzik playing it in. That is picked off by Chorlton, and now it runs into the East Coast zone. Kovacs has it, plays to the near side to Burke. And he plays it ahead. Skate to stick, Kamzik over the line. He winds up and fires, and he's away over the top with it. Comes to the far side, and Kovacs has to come back to center for it. And loose at center. After it there is Sigurdsson for the East Coast. He lost possession as Fenlund falls. Puck picked up now by Liskey at his blue line. He plays it ahead for Reg Taylor at the blue line, and that is broken up by the East Coast defense. Now Lundqvist spinning there. And Liskey comes in to claim it. Fenlund at center. Over the line, Taylor on his right, Torrey on his left, takes the shot, and a save made there by Johnson. Puck behind the goal, Torrey in for the Internationals. Against Burke, he centers it and hugging the right post. The save is made. Liskey at the left point. He goes over to Lundqvist at the right. He winds up and fires. It's deflected wide. Long carom on the far side is picked up there by Sigurdsson, and he gets it to center. Kamzik will play it ahead and head for the bench as they change. Now going in for it is George for the East Coast in the far corner. One of their best players in the tournament so far, as the puck is picked up and played to center. Now here's a race for it. It is Torrey and Taylor over the line. Taylor cuts to the net. Torrey goes down, and the puck is at the right edge of the goal crease, picked up on the near side, and the East Coast will get possession, and they'll send a skater away. Over the line they come. And that's Shin. He takes a shot, and it's blocked. Shin now in the corner. Walsh in to help out. It's 3 blue shirts against 2 yellow. And the East Coast comes out with the puck. Walsh circling in the corner, working on Kazergod there. And then he lost the puck. Torrey on the left wing will pick it up and come to center. And then they head to the bench. That was a long shift for that unit, and they get an icing call against the Internationals with 11:02 to go in the third period. It's 3-1, they lead. And it's been a good game here. Well played, well skated. And they're only going to get better as the playoffs begin, starting tomorrow here on this sheet. Played over to the far side. Walsh goes after it. That's broken up by Charlton. But then the East Coast gets it back, and they'll come over the line. Played ahead by Hilbrecht. And it comes down behind the goal, set up by Smith behind the net. Now over to the far side. Players from both teams had it in the corner. Shin there. Played ahead to the wing boards. Charlton unable to get out. Now a pass is held in right on the line. No, it's not. One official said yes, the other said no, and an offside. We'll bring the face-off to neutral ice. 4 minutes, 31 seconds gone in the third period, and it's 3-1. Jeff Pappas with you, and I'll be here for the other two games on this sheet tonight, which will end pool play in this tournament. Now it's played ahead by House Young along the far boards. He had it run off his stick. Charlton plays to the far boards, and it runs to the right point as a chance for Kovacs goes wide. Now in the left corner, it's picked up and played to the wing by Puckner. Loose in the high slot, and now Liskey tried to play it ahead and couldn't. Here's a chance. Kovacs centers it, a backhanded steer by Young doesn't connect. Kanata in the near corner. Good idea there, but now a shot from the right edge by Colosimo has the goal for East Coast in this game. He has it again along the near wall. Bank to the left point. Murphy flips a shot towards the goal. Save made. Rebound. They score. Kanata. And it is 3-2. Kanata gets the goal for all of his hard work. Assist on the play going to Luke Murphy, who took the initial shot. 5:12 the time of the goal, and it's now 3-2. Kovacs in the left corner for the East Coast, plays it ahead.
Team East Coast goal scored by number 13, Luca Kanata.
Now Bisbee back in his zone. Kanata from Murphy at 5:12. Play behind the international goal, fed down the far wing. And they'll saucer one to center, and here's a chance. It's a breakaway for Erzasad. He goes in on goal, he shoots, he scores. And it's 4-2, so International's just not letting up here. 5:48 the time of the goal, so East Coast was within one, I should say. Easy for me to say. For only 36 seconds. But Lincoln Erzasad scores the goal, his second of the game. And just like that, it is 4-2. Wait for the announcement of the goal here. Penalty coming, and it's going to go against the East Coast. I think no, delayed offside only. Well, now the referee's got his arm up again. Now it is in fact a delayed offside. Loose in the center circle. Burke to George. Now played over the line, and here comes Lansard. He's got a break down the near wing. He closes in. He scores! Lansard. Bisbee and Fenlon assist on Erzasad's goal, and now Lansard has come back and picked the top corner at 6 minutes and 20 seconds. Lansard scoring, and it's 5-2. And the timeout coming now for the East Coast. They'll settle themselves down with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go, but 2 goals in a span of 32 seconds for the international team. Erzasad at 5:48 and Lansard at 6:20. And that has us 5-2 with 8 minutes and 40 seconds to play. That timeout is over, and East Coast trails by 3 now with 8:40 to go. Got a chance to get things settled down a little bit. We're talking to the timekeepers here in the public address, so we'll see what they were discussing momentarily. Now played ahead by Taylor.
Team international goal scored by number 15, his second of the game. Zachary.
Now here comes Walsh breaking in. He shoots. Save made. Unassisted goal at 6:20 for Lansert. And now here comes the East Coast in. A pass for Shin is broken up in the slot. And Kazergod plays to the near boards. Fenlon there. Back to Kazergod, and now it's played down with his glove to the point. Burke holds it in and flips it back behind the goal. Walsh will chase it along with Liskey there for the Internationals. Played ahead, and Liskey almost received his own pass off a deflection, and it comes to Torrey. They break out. Torrey at center. Plays it to center. Shin will back into the zone, and now it's stolen away, and here's a chance, and a goal for East Coast, for Internationals, Reg Taylor. 7 minutes and 14 seconds, and the avalanche continues here in the third period. Reg Taylor scores. And it's now 6-2. This is 3 goals now in a span of less than 2 minutes. Unassisted goal, and now Young carries it in for East Coast. Loose in the right corner. So an international team is going to have to be reckoned with as we get to playoffs. And here's Murphy playing it down. Colosimo in the corner. He goes to the boards with Chorlton. Now a centering pass. Young behind the goal, working to get in front, and it's Kazergod with it, playing it out to center. Murphy backtracks for East Coast. 7 minutes to play. Played over to the far wing boards, and loose at center. Puckner carries on. He has got a man on his right. And a shot, save made. He had Isaacson breaking now, another centering pass. Here's Isaacson feeding the point to Lundqvist. He flattens and shoots. Loose in front. And the puck trickles off to the near side wall. Now Isaacson centers it, and it's too far for Puckner. He has to go over for it along the far boards. Picked up there by Familetti, and he lost possession. Here's a 2-on-1 for East Coast. Over the line they come. And Colosimo closes in, and that's saved by Smith. Face-off coming up in the international zone with 6:18 to go in a 6-2 game here in the third period. International looking to go 4-2 in the tournament. Their losses to the teams above them in the standings, Manitoba and Great Plains. This is a talented group. Puck is in the far corner. Kamzik after it. He centers it. Sigurdsson can't get there. Now a shot from the point by Kovacs is blocked. And it'll come into the right corner. Kazergod after it. He's getting a rough ride there. Sigurdsson in to help. Sigurdsson has it on the goal line. He centers it, and it comes all the way through to the far side. It's picked up there by Bisbee and played to center. Kovacs will try to turn it back, and he lost possession, gave up a 2-on-1, and here comes these internationals back in again, but this time the defense hustles back in the form of George to take away the manpower advantage. And now it's played down the near wing all the way down the ice. It's not going to go far enough for icing, and back to pick it up is Bisbee. Behind the goal, 5.5 to play here in the third period. Left wing pass, and the internationals break out rink wide. There's Assad at center, and that's broken up by Burke. Played back into the zone. There's Assad with it. Now at center, shot back in by Burke, and Kazergod will chase after it. Behind the goal, and the East Coast is changing defensemen now. They'll get 2 fresh sets of legs out there. Loose in the left corner, and Aduno couldn't play it ahead. Now George trying to come out of the corner with it. George will take it behind the international goal, come around to the near side. Feeds the left point, and it's held in there by Erkman. Back down. And now Internationals will come out, and here's Lansard playing it ahead. Ayers Assad lets it go through, and it's offside at the East Coast blue line with 4 minutes, 43 seconds to play in the third period as Internationals are putting the clamps on a pretty impressive win here against a good East Coast team. From the faceoff, play is back into the International zone, and Lundqvist rink wides to the far side, gets it back on a return. And here's Fenlon through center over the East Coast line. Fenlon left a drop, and there was nobody there. Coming down the near wing for East Coast is Shin in full flight. Shin plays it behind the goal, and after it there is Liskey. Comes out the far side. Plays it ahead to Torrey. Now back to Liskey down the wing. He attacks with speed as a man in front. The pass, and actually put it on goal as Johnson there. Taylor was racing for the slot. And now here's Lundqvist shooting. That's blocked and comes back into the left corner of the East Coast zone with under 4 minutes to play. Loose at the left edge. Now a centering pass, and they swipe at it. Comes to the far side. Fenlon can't connect. Now Lundqvist drives, and that's blocked. He hit a teammate, and now it's a 2-on-1. Here comes Walsh, and the defense gets back, though, to make it a 2-on-3 as they were changing lines, East Coast was. Lundqvist gets a whistle, and now that just plain hurt as Fenlon, who was hit by the slap shot from Lundqvist, is having trouble getting off the ice. And that one hurt. So Fenlon is feeling that one. He was trying to crawl off the ice, and eventually he just elected to go to his hands and knees. Our next game, Pacific and Great Plains, due to start at 7:15, which should be fairly close, maybe a little bit on the late side here. There's 3:33 to go in this game, and of course, we're more concerned about Joe Fenlon at this point. They got him up, and that must have caught him in the ankle because he isn't putting weight on it as he is assisted off. He's going to be physically lifted behind the bench. Face-off coming up in the International zone. One thing that you want in a tournament like this is for everyone to come out healthy, and hopefully Joe Fenlon will be okay. Now 3:29 to go. Internationals break out. And at center, it's Chorlton playing it ahead. He goes down heavily, and there's going to be a penalty coming up on Kanata for East Coast. Time of the penalty is 11:38. A body checking penalty. They're going to face off at center ice. And a second penalty coming here for East Coast. something extra added on here.
East Coast penalty assessment number 13, Luca Canada, a 2-minute minor for head contact.
Oh, it's a head contact penalty. Head contact, which is a automatic misconduct. All right, now back comes East Coast, shorthanded. Colosimo closes in, and a stick save made by Smith. So it's 2 and 10 on the head contact penalty. And now Burke swings one wide of the goal. Rebound, Karam off the inboards, and Colosimo is denied from in close by Hudson Smith. 2:42 to go. Puck is down and it's controlled. Burke with a shot that's blocked, played up the middle, and here's a race for it. Airs Assad, good speed, going in, shoots, and he shot it over the top of the cage. Lincoln Ayers Assad, good speed. And now played over to the right point, held in. Bisbee winds, he fires, save made by Johnson. Puck loose at the left edge. They swipe at it. Here's Bisbee again, scoring on the power play to make it 7-2 at 12:41 of the third period. Just the second power play of the game for Internationals, and they scored their first goal, so the last 2:19 of this game will be played in running time with the score 7-2. And here they come again. Played ahead by East Coast, now back to 5 on 5. Aduno getting an assist, and Nathan Charlton as well. And it is 7-2. We're down to 1:48 to play. Now it's played into the zone, and here's a 2-on-1. A shot and a glove save by Johnson, and he picks up the rebound before Famletti can get to it. He crashed in from the left point. Face-off coming up to his right, and the clock moves with 1 minute and 35 seconds to play. Puck down, and Burke takes it behind the goal for East Coast, comes to the near side, and picked up along the wall there. Rink whited out to center, and after it, Torrey for the Internationals. Now they pick it up along the wall. Centering pass. Just some nice work there between Lansard and Torrey on this shift. But now East Coast breaks out, and they have a 3-on-2 as we're in the last minute of play. Drop pass from Shin, takes a shot save, rebound, and Walsh pushed it wide. George with the initial shot. Now a centering pass for George, and he just missed as he was on the doorstep and was unable to steer it home. Loose along the near boards. George plays it back down behind, and after the play, Famletti will clear it up to the near boards. George between his legs passes to Shin, but it's poked out to center, and Burke sidesteps a man at the red line. He sends George away over the line. Now a pass to the right. Here's Walsh back down deep, and going in, trying to center it was Burke for East Coast, and he just could not pull the trigger. He was in too deep. Here's George back with 20 seconds to go. Backhands it ahead, and the Internationals in the form of Lundqvist will take over at the blue line. Left wing pass missed by Torrey and turned back there by Hilbrecht. Torrey with 9 seconds to go over the line, and it's picked up by Lansard. He closes in, he shoots, a save, a rebound, is shot through the crease with 2 seconds to go, and that will do it. The game is over, and our final score, Internationals 7 and East Coast 2. 4 goals in the third period for the International team, and it's time for our player of the game, which I'm going to give to Lincoln Ayers Assad. He had a terrific game and makes a great impact whenever he's out there. Great speed, good hands, good skill, and a super game for him. Lincoln Ayers Assad is our player of the game. We're going to take a break and come back with our next contest, Pacific and Great Plains, scheduled to start at around 7:15. That's probably going to be closer to 7:20 or 7:25. But we're back shortly here from the North American Hockey Showcase. You're enjoying the show 2019 on the Youth Hockey Hub.